Hey guys, welcome back to the Chatterbox Chronicles. It's nearing the end of winter break now and everybody is only focused on one thing.
Stranger Things. Actually, it should have been more than one thing because things is plural. Stranger Things. Because there are many strange things in that show.
Yeah.
Too many strange
things. And many strange things we want to comment on. That shouldn't have been strange because Volume 2 came out 3 days ago now.
Yeah.
And
if you haven't watched it,
please do, and then come back to this video because we are going to expand on almost everything.
Yes.
Well, not everything, because this video would be like 2 hours.
The big things in my and her mind. So, yeah.
So,
first we'll start with like the thoughts of the last episode, then our predictions for the finale.
And then who we think are going to die. And we have heard there are going to be 6 major deaths, but now we've only predicted 5 because like we know for sure that at least like 2 of these people are dying.
Hopefully. Imagine none of them do. But
that is crazy.
Okay, let's start though with our thoughts on the last episodes.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I mean, obviously there were some downsides, but I don't understand like the immense amount of hate it's getting because it was really not that bad in my opinion.
I heard on IMDb that it's actually ranked lower than the Lost Sister episode from season 2, the one with Kali, actually. So,
hint, hint.
Let's start talking about that first.
Yeah.
We both think she's very sus.
Yeah. We also saw those interviews of people describing the season, like Millie describing the season as traitor, like in one word. And it just seems so suspicious. Like, Kali just oozes these, like, bad vibes. Yeah. And she's always bringing up things that, like, involve people hurting each other. And I think the fact is that, like, she was already working, like, with, not, like, technically we don't know if it was like against her own will or not because I just don't trust what she's saying.
Same.
But her working with the military also brings up a lot of like sus moments because it's like, how did you stay there like and do that for so long without even realizing? And I actually saw it related to a theory that she was like making, because you know how like Vecna can see like everything, right? So it's like people said there was like a theory that Kali was actually also like using her powers to like make Vecna not know that the military was inside the Upside Down whenever they were there because it was so odd that he never knew that they were like trying to do things. So people said that she's already done like a lot of things for the military, and what she told Eleven was only like a very small portion. So I just don't trust her.
Also, along with her plan with 11, why would you call Henry your brother after everything he's done to you and basically like destroy the whole earth?
Yeah, like, she's like, after we kill our brother, we'll kill ourselves, sister.
That just was so off-putting.
I know, she should be off-putting.
Anyways, yeah, we don't trust Kali at all, but our prediction for the first death is obviously that Elle is dying. Maybe not in the way that like she like destroys herself in the bridge.
Yeah.
But definitely Kali is gonna do something.
Yeah. And
she's just dying along with like the show ending because it started with her and she was the first one to actually like replicate Henry's powers.
And also, even if Kali is a traitor, like 11 dying is important, I think, in order to like actually end the whole like Upside Down like power stuff, because the military still want to get her because of the like blood transfusion into the pregnant ladies, which is what we'll get on with next. But I think in order to like actually end the whole like Stranger Things, like you really do have to kill 11. So
yeah,
I think she has to die.
11 is dying and Kali is not.
Yeah,
because Kali's number one value or like thing she wants to get at least is power, and she probably wants to be just like her brother, which is why she's still like relating herself with him.
Yeah.
So
but she'll just truly never be, because like 11 is way more strong with like her powers, but I still do think she's dying like 11.
Yeah, but we think she might become the next Henry and like the cycle will just continue.
Yeah.
Because there's no way this whole thing comes to like a really good end where nothing will ever happen again.
Also, there is an epilogue, so we will know more about like the
40-minute epilogue.
That's not that many minutes though to do like a whole nother like
wrapping it all up, you know.
But I think it will give like way more context to the whole like situation. But I hope in the epilogue they like do a deep dive into like some people's lives a bit more.
Yeah.
And like some more discussions. Yeah. Okay, let's move on though to the like thoughts on the like weird like giving the blood to like Elle, like how Henry gave his blood to like Elle and Kali, and then how like pregnant people were getting like infused with Kali's blood. Like that was really weird because I thought the powers were just like magic, like they just appeared in everyone's like bodies. Like I didn't realize they had Henry like infuse blood into other people.
So that really shook both of us. And honestly, the part where Kali was running through all the rooms of like the pregnant ladies was terrifying.
That was like so
I actually felt bad for her then.
Yeah, that's true. That was just so weird. And I think like it's also like how important it is then for 11 to die, because like Kali's blood isn't working right. So I think that's why her death will also be a really important part in like actually ending like the military cycle.
Yeah.
And on Henry's side too, though, something really, really confusing is the suitcase like memory in the Grand Canyon.
I think everybody's not mentioning that, which is really weird
because it's important.
Basically what I was curious about the whole time after seeing it. But basically, to give you guys a recap, when Henry's like childhood memory replays in like the Grand Canyon, he goes down to like kill the man who is in the military, and he has this huge suitcase. And the moment he opens it, they don't show what's inside. Only smoke comes out. Yeah, and there was definitely something important.
Exactly. And also he literally goes to all this effort to kill this random man who's like just sitting like miles underground, and like then they just leave it, like they just move on like nothing ever happened. And I really don't understand. And also people before, like in the first volume, like volume 1, a lot of people were talking about how there was like in the gas station that photo of like a family looking at the Grand Canyon, like the what people thought was the Creel family. But then in volume 2, when this happened, like with Henry and like the military or random like business person in the like middle of nowhere in the also why was he in there, like how did he get there, bro?
And how did he survive that fall?
And
it was like
where did he
at
come
least
from?
10 meters down.
That was just so random, to be completely honest.
That's also something we're concerned about with the finale. Like, even though it is movie length, how are they gonna wrap all these random subplots up?
And like there's so many holes now in the plot too, that even if they aren't gonna be like obviously this random sideline plot is not relevant in killing Vecna, but it's important in like making like the fans have some closure with all the stuff they brought up, because it's just gonna be so confusing if they keep leaving all these things out, because that was really important, I think, because it was so like abrupt, and it was also right before like Max and Holly technically escaped like his mind. So I'm like, why did they randomly bring that up?
And after Holly maybe even saw what was in that suitcase, like why did she just decide to go away?
Exactly.
Because that might have been the answer to like everything, because Henry was so scared of killing that guy, but then moments later he killed his whole family basically. So that thing in the suitcase must have like motivated him, or like whatever was in it, like maybe he smelt those fumes and like became a different person.
Yeah, and I think it's just like you cannot do like another cliffhanger like within a show. Like there were already so many cliffhangers, but you can't like drop one randomly before like an entire like yap session between like Max and Holly in that like red bloodbath area.
I was actually screaming run, but I couldn't because I watched this at like 1 a.m.
They were annoying me too in that moment, but that was just so odd, and I really hope that they like wrap that up too in the last episode or in the epilogue maybe even.
And on the same topic of this last episode and all of these unresolved plot lines, also we were talking about how it would have been actually beneficial to the plot if they killed off Jancy, like Nancy plus Jonathan.
I think
because we all know that breakup scene, which no one was even sure if it was a breakup, was like actually very good in our opinion.
I really liked the
scene.
I didn't think it was that confusing, because Nancy's character, it actually makes a lot of sense for her to say like, oh, I'm choosing myself, like I don't want you or I don't want Steve, because she's always been that like independent like woman trying to like do her own thing, like even in season 4 when she was like writing those articles which apparently Jonathan hated.
That made my blood boil, because what do you mean, like she just kind of insulted his music taste a bit, which I would like just
it's not
away.
That big
like,
of a deal.
It's
like,
literally not the end of the world.
Also,
and he's like basically threw away her favorite sweater because it wasn't his favorite color.
I know. And also, like, attacking basically, like, what she wants to do in her life is crazy.
Yeah, that is insane. Yeah. I would honestly valid crash out from Nancy.
Makes sense that she broke up with him, but I still do think, like, the breakup scene made a lot of sense for her, like, because she never, like, honestly, her being in a relationship wasn't as important, I think, for her character, because it's just, like, not something I think she needs, because she, like her whole thing is being, like, independent, which I feel like being with Jonathan as well, who's, like, kind of, like, an odd guy.
And he literally stopped his whole, like, kickstarting his career with actually going to college just because he was so trauma bonded.
Yeah, like, I just think their relationship anyways wasn't even, like, working out too well, and, like, it makes so much sense for her to, like, break up with him, but I feel like they honestly should have kept her and Steve's, like, romance, like, running just for the sake of, like, because we also predict actually that Nancy is going to die. Yeah. And I feel like a really good way to, like, give the fans some more is to have kept this Stancy, like, Steve and Nancy plotline going, and then Nancy's death have, like, this really big impact on Steve in the finale. Because I feel like Nancy is someone we predict is gonna die, but honestly I feel like her death is gonna be one of those, like, that not that many people care about, because she's just not, like, this character that people love anymore because of how she was, like, going about the breakup, and then how she hated on Steve's 6 little nuggets.
Yeah, like, don't hate on someone else's
life. Yeah, exactly. Goals. That's like a Jonathan then who's hating on her articles. So
I just can't believe he ever said that.
That's crazy.
I would be so insulted.
But yeah, I understood that it was a breakup because of the, like, I accept your unproposal part too. But I still feel like that scene, which was actually a really good scene, I liked it, was just, like, I think you could have ended with them dying.
Yeah, and also, like, it was just such a beautiful build-up with the whole song. Yeah. Did they use Eulogy? Yeah, that was, like, a great throwback song, a great speech. Like, even though it was confusing, it was so human because both of their characters are really complex, and I like that. And
it would have been perfect to kill them.
Like, scientifically, maybe there is a scientific reason that we aren't educated on, but the Oobleck randomly freezing the moment they were gonna die.
Any sense
that was just like insane plot armor and super obvious too. Like, there was no reason for it to harden.
I really think they should have killed them. Also, because now there's gonna be, like, so much going on in this finale, and, like, you could have made their death, and they're very irrelevant, I think, to the whole, like, Vecna killing, because they're not really in that, like, big 5 party. They weren't really, like, too relevant. Even if Jonathan and Nancy both have, like, a sibling who's been in the Upside Down, like, it's really not, like, a big deal to them, I feel like, and you could have killed them off so much better in that situation with, like, the Oobleck and, like, all that. Like, it would have been much nicer.
And right now, I also want to talk about how Nancy dying might have made Mike an actual more central character, because everyone was so excited to see what he would become in, like, Volume 2 after seeing him actually becoming a leader again in Volume 1, but now his character has completely been lobotomized.
They actually assassinated him,
like, and pushed to the sidelines. Like, now
he's just, like, serving face.
Yeah, he's just mogging on the side. But if Nancy died, he would have, like, been brought back to his senses and actually been motivated to kill Vecna.
And I think also because Holly's still in the Upside Down, which is a whole nother plot part too that has to be fixed.
It's been 14 minutes.
Like, there's so many things going on, and I feel like Mike has not had his true, like, what's that thing called? Like, Walk him down Wheeler. Like,
Karen has, though.
All of them really have had their moment, but he hasn't this season. Yeah. And I feel like it's, like, they could have, like, the Duffer Brothers really could have used his, like, old, like, leadership thing from, like, season 1 and 2 and brought it back in the finale, because now it's, like, a really important time. Yeah. And especially because, like, we also think Mike is going to die, actually. So I feel like if you would have brought him back to his leader, like, era and made him become more of, like, the leader that we all kind of know he is, it would have made so much sense.
Emotional impact.
Exactly. And it would have made his death almost, like, a very important and, like, central part of, like, the ending of the story, because he also was the first person to ever speak in the show. Like, he had the first he had the first line, I think, ever.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty sure he did. I think I saw a video of them talking about how he had the first line, and so I feel like
used to be like
the main character.
Like, Dustin was just a side character,
and Will was just like, the guy that was weird and dying,
and he wasn't even in the whole of season 1.
Exactly. I feel like they really like gave up on Mike and in favor of doing all these like separate things, but I feel like they could have had a really good opportunity to do something there, which now is just a miss. But we do also think Mike is dying. How he dies, I don't know. He probably just gets like eaten by a demo or something. I think
I don't think someone's gonna he's gonna sacrifice himself for anyone.
He's just getting
not
killed.
Will either. Like, all the Tyler supporters were also probably disappointed after this, because they foreshadowed it so bad throughout the entire show, like not even this season. And then completely like destroyed that storyline because of Will coming out with that room of like
11
a whole
people,
population.
And statistically, guys, someone in there had to be homophobic, because this is like the 1980s. Remember,
the 80s.
Like, we're not like making a theory. This is like a statistic.
This is realistic.
Yeah, because it's like, also there was a lot of people in that room that kind of made the moment feel less personal. Like, Murray was in there. He's just a guy.
Mr. Clark, middle school science teacher.
I feel like that scene, like, also people go back and talk about Robin's coming out in season 3 and how like well written it was, because it was like truly emotional between like her and Steve, and I feel like they should have had a more like small private moment between Mike, Will, and like his mom. Like, I feel like all those extra people, honestly, even Jonathan being there did not feel as important, because it just like diluted.
Jonathan knew though. Like in season 4 they had that talk in like the Argyle's pizza place, and
it was in the desert, I think.
Really?
Something like that. But it was like obvious to the family, but I feel like he really didn't need to do it in front of everyone, because I think it just diluted also like the impact of people like appreciating him then, because
and also no one knew who Tammy was.
They were throwing out some niche references that nobody
and also,
was understanding.
Robin's girlfriend was there, and he was talking about Tammy. That
was really confusing, to be completely honest. And on that note, talking about Will, we also think Will is dying, because it started with Will, and I feel like it just has to end with him. Also, now that they've given a lot of context into the fact that he like built the tunnels in his sleep, when he was like connected to the hive mind and stuff, it really makes a lot of sense that he will die in order to almost like it's like a reparation for what he did to like Hawkins. Like, his death.
That is crazy.
It kind of is, though.
But
like,
he is gonna die.
You have to
everyone's saying he's dying.
Yeah, and I honestly don't mind.
Same.
Like, he hasn't been like that central of a character until this season, in my opinion. So.
And I just feel so bad for Robin that she gave him this whole deep speech about like being yourself, and then he decides to come out with like probably 5 homophobic people in the room.
And I know it's probably super important, because it's very obvious that he's gonna have to do some major fight with Vecna, but it's like, I feel like you could have made that scene way more private and way more important in order to like realize that like he's gonna have to do like the fight of his life. But now it just feels like we know it's coming. Like, they didn't do it in a way where we like could still wonder what's happening. I don't know. I just didn't like it that much.
What else have we not talked about?
Before we end, we gotta wrap this up. But let's just end on a happy note discussing Lumax.
Lumax.
My absolute favorite ship to ever exist. I just think Lumax is so wholesome. Yeah. And okay, one thing I did get a bit confused with is how like Max was like, oh, like, I never needed the music, like, I just needed you.
That was so sweet,
that was really sweet, but it also kind of threw me off, because I was like, I thought you definitely did need the music to come out.
Yeah, I thought the whole premise of it was that you have to play your favorite song. Like, that was a rule.
But I think now what they've kind of decided is you don't need your favorite song, but you need, like, something, like, grounding you back to, like, reality.
Which makes
Lucas,
sense. Yeah.
Which makes so much sense. And I also think it was so sweet that, like, it was very timely too, like, to understand that, like, when Lucas let go of her hand in volume 1, it was actually like, that's why the portal closed, not because the music stopped, but because he let go, which is very Very
I
cute.
love these details. And I also just love the moment where Lucas like refuses to turn off the music. Because when he was almost dying with like Robin and
exactly
and Vicky. But thankfully Karen stepped up.
Karen, walk him down Wheeler. Yeah, no, but that was a really cute scene, and I think like their relationship plus Dustin and Steve's like best friend is like honestly saving like
the whole thing.
Yeah, like it's really keeping me like going, because sometimes I'm just like I'm just like annoyed with all the side plots and like lack of knowledge on like the main point, which is like Vecna and like killing everyone.
But I do think I have a really like hot take.
Okay. Ooh.
I feel like they have been focusing way too much on all this magical Vecna stuff and all the like really complicated like realistic CGI, but the whole premise of the show is actually because of the relationships.
Yeah.
And they focus more on the like one-on-one relationships in like season 1 and 2 and even 3, which is why everyone loves season 3 so much, even though it's like not really related to everything else, but it's like just a very wholesome part of the show, and like the point of life is like love and relationships, like platonic, familial, and romantic. So I feel like they should focus more on that in the finale. If they don't,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think in the finale, like, and I think also the point of the epilogue is to bring it back to like the whole storyline about like the connections are also like what saved people in the end, because like Joyce like fought for Will because like that's her son and stuff like in season 1, and like everyone kind of was fighting for like the people that they care about, and I feel like that's what made like the show so likable as well, because it wasn't just this like, because I normally hate like anything with sci-fi and like all this stuff, but I think the reason why Stranger Things is like so endearing to most people is like just simply because like they make you really connect with the characters and they make you really like see those relationships as like real and human. And I think maybe that's also the beauty in the fact that they suddenly changed the idea of like the music not mattering, because it's like important to bring it to like, it's not about these like materialistic things, it's just about like human connection. And I do
feel like that was a last minute detail, but it was very smart
detail. They probably changed it realizing that they may have been also lacking some of that in this volume 2, because I really do think that they're kind of leaning more now towards like the whole sci-fi stuff, which obviously is perfectly fine and I don't mind it, but I think like in the finale I really do hope they bring it back to like the relationships, also because in all the old seasons there's always this like dramatic end where everyone's like hugging and stuff,
and everyone is just together, and it's not it's just very nice and human.
Nice point to bring, and what a nice way to end.
I know.
Stranger Things has been consuming our lives, to say the least, these last few weeks.
We actually just got Pinkberry a few hours ago, and we sat at the store
for like an hour talking about theories and stuff. So once
we reached the flow state.
But once the finale ends, it's like a loss in my life, honestly, because now it's like an era, and also something we talked about beyond like Stranger Things, but it's like we watched Stranger Things in 2020, so that was...
Wait, did you? I thought you watched it earlier.
I watched it earlier, but like I only got like really watched it in like 2020 basically,
and I was terrified.
But I'm saying it's like we've spent like almost our whole lives,
or
like
half of our lives,
or like most of the lives that we remember, because I don't remember much before like
COVID times,
I was
kind of sad.
I know, but I was like so young and I had like no consciousness apparently. But I feel like Stranger Things, also why so many people are loving it too, is because it's like they've grown up with the characters, because we're like we're obviously younger than all the actors, but we're like in the same age range where it's like you can see yourself in the show, and I think that's also why it's gonna be like a sad ending, because it's like the end of like our era too. And that's also why I'm such a huge like Harry Potter fan. I feel like before Stranger Things I was so obsessed with Harry Potter, and that's because I was reading the books at the same time that the characters in Harry Potter were growing up. So Stranger Things is basically Gen Z's Harry Potter, and that is so sweet to think about, because like when we're older we can all reminisce on like this time where everything was still coming out, and like all the theories, the crazy theories, by the way, I don't know how people are thinking of them, but I enjoy reading them, so keep going. And it's just a very special
time in our life, and I just love how season 4 came out before we even started high school, and now season 5 is like wrapping up our high school journey.
That's really like a nice full circle moment too. So that is really the end. But we've been talking for a long time, and it did not even feel long at all.
I could go on for another like 10 hours.
But we can't do that because we do not want to post a video that long. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Maybe we'll update you all after the finale. Hopefully with some news on our predictions being correct.
And hopefully some happiness.
Oh my
Dustin
God.
and Steve, please stay
You die,
alive.
I die, so don't die.
So if you are alive,
also,
I'm alive.
Just last minute comment. I just followed Gaten Matarazzo on Instagram, and the first post I saw was literally just of him and Steve that he posted with the caption, "You die, I die." So I fear I'm just manifesting some good vibes that they're not dying, because like they're just my favorite characters, I think. And I just can't lose them. Okay.
I miss my best friend.
Don't be selfish. I can't lose you, Steve. I just can't. And then he's hugging him, and then Steve
See, this is the point we've gotten to.
I can literally
we can't turn back now. Anyways,
okay, that's enough. And also the stairs like disappearing and the ladder falling through, like in that scene. Remember?
But basically, since we're in the Philippines, obviously, it's coming out on January 1 for
at
us.
9
so this
a.m.
will make or break my 2026, guys.
No, it won't.
It will.
If Steve and Dustin die, I'm dying. No. Okay, no, we're not. But we'll be emotionally wrecked. So yeah. But that's enough.
So yeah, bye. And I hope all the Stranger Things fans that are also Chatterbox fans love this. And we'll be coming back soon. For more deep dives on life and shows.
Bye.
Toodaloo.